Hello, we are in our last week. We're in lesson 14, the conclusion week. So our assignments this week look a little different than the ones that we've had in the past. We don't have a discussion board. You don't have an application activity or a listening and speaking log. So you'll see the assignments that you do have, and when they are due, we'll go over that. I'm just on our, for my content page, to the Getting Started in Lesson 14. I want to read this quote by President Monson. When performance is measured, performance improves. When performance is measured and reported, the rate, so the speed of that improvement, accelerates. So you can improve at a faster rate. And so this week, what you are doing is looking at measuring your performance and reporting it to me through these assignments. So I'm going to show you just back in the Lesson 14 folder. If I go down to the pre-gathering, I want to show, this is where I would recommend going because you will notice there are a few differences in the due dates. The problem is there was an error when this course got created and the dates were wrong, so I had to go in and manually change those, and we were informed that it doesn't change it in all the locations. So the calendar is one of those places where it still has the old dates. So read my note carefully because it has the correct dates. So you'll see here you have your personal revelation assignment and your final course reflection assignments. And those are really two assignments that are not quizzes for this week. And let me click on the personal revelation one. We'll go into the directions. Let's see. Okay. When you look through this, it's going to have you watch a Mormon Message video about Revelation and then pick one of these conference talks to study about Revelation. You'll then download the template and think about and write your reflections about the questions. How did this personal revelation impact you, and how was your testimony strengthened? So it's going to ask throughout this semester, how was personal revelation a part of the course and in your learning? So you will record your answers on that template and upload it to this assignment. The other assignment, and you'll see that that one is due April 5th. So that one is due on Wednesday night at 11 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So make sure, if you are not on Mountain Standard Time, that you're aware of when that ends. And then you have your final course reflection. And I think this is a really neat assignment that I think of it as a big portfolio of everything you've learned over this semester. And I would recommend copying and pasting this into, or saving the template somewhere on your computer so that you can reference it and see all that you learned throughout the course. Because what it asks you to do is you'll download the template, and like it says, there are 4 parts to this assignment. You're going to answer the following 2 questions about each lesson. So you have 13 weeks of lessons. So for each of the lessons, you'll answer what was the most important thing you want to remember from that lesson. If it was on personal financial management, what was the most important thing you want to remember from that week, and why was it the most important thing? So if you want to go to those lesson preview pages for each lesson to decide, sometimes that can help you refresh your memory and remember what was that lesson about. You can look at some of your assignments if you have them saved on your computer. And I would suggest, after you've done that one, you're going to answer each answer should be at least 3 sentences. So make sure that, like it will say, look back at the lesson topics and the questions above. Consider the flow of course topics. So the next section asks you to look at how the lessons flowed and if there was a connection, and if you could see the relation that they had and why they went in the sequence and the order they did. But remember this key part, I will look for 3 sentences. Make sure you have 3 sentences, 3 punctuation marks, 3 complete thoughts. Then another part of that template ask for the outcomes. So it's going to ask you to answer, once again, these in at least 3 sentences. In what ways are you more effective learner now than you were when it started? And so how are you more self-reliant now than you were at the beginning of the semester? So you'll walk through those questions, and then the application. That's how will you apply this? Take this learning and apply it to your life when the class is over. And once again, they need to be at least 3 sentences to answer these 2 questions. What concepts will you continue to apply? Like maybe you really like the time management one, and so even though the course is over, you'll make sure that each weekend before the new week starts, you set up a schedule and make sure that you're managing your time. You prioritize the most important things to do each day. And what is your plan to do that? So those are the 4 sections of that template that you'll fill out for the personal reflection. And then you'll go ahead and upload it to that assignment. So like I said, this is an assignment that it says there, it's a lengthy assignment. It takes a long time. So I would recommend that you start early. Don't wait until the Thursday to do that. Start right Monday to do that, to ensure that you have enough time to get it done in quality. Then the last thing I want to show you is the dates for the final exam practice test. You'll see here, this is where the dates start to get a little off. And so in my note from Sister Colton, I want you to read that carefully because it will show that you actually have until the 6th to submit your final exam practice test and your final exam, in which that one does show April 6th. Your post-course survey, so you'll fill that out rather than a learning report. It'll ask a survey of how the whole course has gone. That's also due April 6th. Your final vocabulary exam, once again, this is one where you can't use your notes. It will give you the directions. And that one's due April 6th, even though it says April 5th there. And of course, evaluation. So that needs to be done by Thursday night. So I need everything in Thursday night so that I can work on getting grades done Friday and submitted Saturday. Once it's submitted, I can't make changes. So please, I would plead with you to get everything in Thursday night. Makes it really hard if things get turned in and trickled in. Let me just show you. Let's see. I'm going to hide my face for a second. If you'll see here, this is where my notes are that are going to be on your notes for the week. This is where I want you to make sure you'll see which assignments are due when. Once again, it shows April 5th. And then it shows April 6th is when we have your post-course survey, like I said, the end of course evaluation, and those final exams. You will attend your gathering Saturday night, and that is the one thing that is not due Thursday night. I said everything was due, but they give you time till the next morning, so you have until Friday morning, because some of you might get back really late from gathering, and so they give you until that next morning, April 7th at 8:00 a.m. So it's not at night. I would recommend, if possible, just to submit that right as soon as you get home from your gathering, so you don't forget. And so I would, just one thing, I don't have a English tip, but what I do want to show you is make sure that right here with your listening, speaking, log activities that you could choose from all semester long, I would recommend continuing to use those resources to build your language. I know a lot of you have come really far. You've all grown and learned a lot with English in listening, speaking, reading, and writing, but I'm sure you all feel like there's more to learn and grow. So I would go to all of these links and bookmark them on your computer so you can go and continue to learn and develop your language. And so I think they're great resources, even when they're not an assignment, to just develop yourself more as an English speaker, listener, reader, and writer. And I know that it will help you develop your language skills. So I think that's everything I have. Let me know this week as you are working on all of these assignments. As you have questions, don't hesitate to email me. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. And remember, everything besides your gathering attendance due Thursday night. So good luck, and since this is my last video, I wish you the best of luck in your future classes and in your future endeavors, whatever goals you are working towards. And feel free to email me with reports of how your life is going, exciting things that happen. I'd love to hear from you, even though I won't be your instructor anymore. So thanks everyone for a wonderful semester.